My name is Catherine McNulty, and today we're going to talk about grief journaling. And I'm going to walk you through my latest book, A Grief Journal, Finding Hope, Love, and Grace in Grief. It offers grief journaling prompts and so much more. So grief journaling is one of the simplest ways to help you get through your grief. One of my favorite quotes says that grief needs a place to go. What that means is that we need to let our grief out. And so often our grief isn't expressed and we don't have a place to share our grief. And that's why we get stuck. Let's face it, the world is not forgiving when it comes to listening to your grief. So finding a place where you can let your grief out that's positive and free from judgment can be really hard. Well, I'm a strong proponent of grief journaling because it's a way to let your grief out in the privacy of your own home, being able to explore your emotions, get them out on paper, process what's going on, understand where you're challenged, and then helping you find ways to move forward. This journal is the first place that I send all of my students. It's inexpensive and quite powerful to help you move forward in grief. So let's dive in. The grief journal is based on 3 principles: hope, love, and grace. You need these 3 things to help you heal. You need hope that you can survive the loss and find happiness again. Love, to remind you that the reason why you grieve in the first place is because you loved so much. And then grace, to teach you how to give yourself a little bit of patience and a little bit of grace as a means of healing. So often we're hard on ourselves. We put the blame for the loss on us, and we end up beating ourselves up. So there are 4 sections in the grief journal. There is observe what is, there are journal prompts, there is a gratitude section, and then finally there's a last section that's called what do you need? And we're going to go through each one of these in more detail. So when we talk about observing what is, we're talking about understanding our emotions in any given present moment. So the thing to know about grief is that grief takes you out of the present moment. It either sends you looking back on what happened and wondering what you could have done to change the outcome, or it can be based in fear, and you can be looking to the future, scared of what's going to happen, of what it's going to be like to live without your loved one, and wondering what's going to happen next. So observing what is paying attention to your emotions in the present moment without judging them. And that's the hard part, not judging our emotions. It's a way of getting in touch with them and exploring them, but not making them right or wrong. There are no positive or negative emotions. This is an exercise in just understanding what is happening today. How do I feel in this moment? And I give you a bunch of choices. You can select one or more. You can write in your own. It's really just tapping into what is going on with you emotionally today. Powerful, powerful. Next, we're going to talk about journal prompts. So journaling, as I said, is so healthy, but starting with a blank piece of paper can really be a challenge. So in this journal, every page has a different writing prompt. This is an example. A memory that makes me cry is. Think about your loved one. Think about a memory. Think about something that makes you cry. And then you take time to journal about that and ask yourself, why does this make me cry? And as you start writing it out, and as there may be tears flowing, you can imagine that the pain that you're feeling, that it's coming out of your heart and it's literally landing on the page with each word that you write. Letting your grief out is so very powerful. You can write as much as a space as there is here. You can have another sheet of paper to continue writing, but these are journaling prompts to really get you started. Next, we have gratitude. And this is choosing to write down 3 things that you can choose to be grateful for just in the given moment. Now, I acknowledge that sometimes finding gratitude can be hard. And that's why I'm saying choose gratitude. It is an active choice. And it's a choice to focus on what you have rather than always focusing on what you've lost, because you are going to focus on that. That is part of grief. This is taking a respite from that and choosing in the given moment, what can I be grateful for? Is it gratitude that I am alive? Is it gratitude that my children are here with me? Is it gratitude that I have people around me to help support me? Is it gratitude that you found this video and this grief journal? It's a choice, and it's a choice to focus on what we have rather than what we lost. So that's 3 things each day that you write in the journal. And the interesting thing about gratitude is that you cannot be living in pain and be in gratitude in the same moment. So shifting to gratitude, even for a small period of time, can be highly, highly beneficial. This is a way to help you, again, release some of the pain. So that was the 3rd element, choose gratitude. And finally, 4th is, what do I need today? Now, remember that grief takes us out of the present moment. So this section of the book is really designed to make you pause, to ask yourself what you need in the moment, and to take time to look within. Do you need to be alone today? Or do you need to go and be with other people? Do you need to speak your grief out loud? Or do you need to meditate silently to search for some of the answers that you're looking for? This is a process of pausing, looking within, and trusting your intuition, and then acting appropriately. These are the 4 elements of the grief journal: finding hope, love, grace in grief. This is your grief journey. This is about your life, not necessarily the death of your loved one. Using this journal is a choice to live and to fight for your happiness. If you were to ask your loved one, the person that you are grieving so deeply, would they want you to stay in the struggle, or would they want you to find tools like this to overcome your pain and gain the strength that you need to find happiness again? What would they say? You can find this grief journal on Amazon.com. Check out the link below.